Are you looking for an easy and inexpensive way to transform furniture and home accessories? Well, you're in luck because I'm going to give you my top 5 tips for using spray paint to transform home decor items, and I'm going to show you how it's done. So stick around, that's coming up next. Hi, I'm Deanna. Welcome to my studio. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how easily you can transform home decor items by using spray paint. The goal is to see if we can create a fresher look on something that's old or less expensive and give it a higher end look or feel. In today's project, I'll be working on some decorative bunnies, going for a look something like this. So make sure you watch all the way to the end of the video to see if I was able to create a look similar to these for less. Tip number 1, location. So if you've never spray painted before, you may not know that when you apply the paint, there's a mist of paint that floats through the air and lands right on the surrounding area, and that's called overspray. You don't want that to land on something that matters, like your carpet or your kitchen table or even on your clothing. So if you can, take your project outside or to the garage, but if you need to work inside, you can just always lay out a nice big drop cloth or plastic sheet to catch some of that overspray. Tip number 2, prep. Now hold on, before you get scared by that word and think, there's prep work involved, this isn't for me, just hear me out. Prep work isn't always necessary, but a little bit of prep work can go a long way. So things that you could look for would be, is the item dirty? Was it sitting out in the garage, or did I get it secondhand? Maybe it just needs a little bit of a wipe down with soap and water. If there's a previous paint on there that's loose or flaking, a little bit of a light sanding to scuff up the surface. Let's check out what I'm going to be painting today and determine if I need some prep work. I found these two guys here at the dollar store, and I also have this lovely rabbit that I picked up the Goodwill thrift store. These already have a bit of a rough texture to them. The paint will grab on just fine, and they are new items, so they don't need to be cleaned. This one over here is some beautiful floral decoupage with a shiny surface. Whenever you have something shiny or smooth, to help the paint stick, you can use a little sandpaper and just gently rough up the surface to create a bit of tooth for better adhesion. So I've got some sandpaper, just a medium grit, a 180, and all I'm going to do is just quickly give this a once over to knock back some of the shine. Okay, I think that should do it. Just dust it off. That just dulls the surface and again creates a little bit of tooth or texture that our paint will easily grab onto. Tip number 3, pick a paint that is appropriate for what you are painting. First, identify what is it that you're going to be painting. So in my case, these guys here are like a plastic material. And again, this one looks like it's got either a polyurethane or a decoupage material on it. I'm going to be using Rustoleum Painter's Touch 2x Ultra Cover Paint and Primer in a white gloss. I picked this one out for a couple of reasons. Because of the bonding to plastic, and these are some sort of plastic material. Paint and primer in one, because we want to avoid putting down a layer of primer. That's an extra product we have to buy, an extra step. And I picked the gloss white because again, I'm trying to create something like this. This will be my first time using this particular spray paint product. So I'm curious to know, have you tried this one before? If you have, just let me know down in the comments below. You can just type in yes if you have or no if you haven't. Also, I am looking for recommendations. I love trying new products. And so if you have a favorite spray paint that you use for furniture or home decor items like these rabbits here, then go ahead, leave that in the comments section so that I can try out some of your favorites too. Tip number 4 brings us to the application. A steady sweeping motion, slightly overlapping the strokes. So start off, shake up your can. All right, that should be mixed up. Here we go. So I'm gonna leave these to dry, and then I'll come back to do a second coat, and I'll give you tip number 5 then. So it's been about an hour, and these guys are ready for their next coat of paint, which brings me to tip number 5, dry time. Do not rush the dry time. I know it's the absolute worst thing to sit and wait for paint to dry, but if you go too soon, you risk the chance of your paint bubbling or flaking or cracking because of moisture trapped underneath the surface. And with spray paint, you run the risk of creating drips and runs. So you really do want to respect the dry time. And when I'm finished coat number 2, we'll add up that total and see if I was able to make these for less. The second coat of paint is now completely dry, and it took about an hour to dry as well. 2 coats of paint, and they're looking nice and shiny and solid, very similar to my inspiration photo. So let's add it up. 3 rabbits, the drop cloth, the can of spray paint, and some sandpaper. It came out to just around $25. Divided by 3 rabbits, that's just over $8 a piece. Compared to some of my inspiration, so there you have it, and a cost-effective way to transform home decor items. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a big thumbs up down below, and remember to leave your recommendations for spray paint in the comments. If you're looking for more do-it-yourself project inspiration, then consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button down below, and remember to push that notification bell because that's how you'll be alerted every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. See you back here next time.